morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Riverbend Springs, the edited map with additional crops and whatnot. We've had some changes to the farm. Keep in mind, this is my start from scratch, second try, third try, something like that. We basically ended up purchasing this land from Walter, who, in order to get all of his debt paid off, basically had sold everything. And part of that purchase was that we bought the land itself. Unfortunately, everything else had to be torn down. Actually, no, we had a storm go through, and then he had to sell everything to get this debt. Yeah, sorry, it's coming back to me. It's been a hot minute, so I apologize. We've had some additions added to the field, and hold on one second. I need to double check, make sure my recording is, as far as the screen itself, is centered, and it looks like it is, so we're good. Of course, we have some buildings back on the farm, one of which we need to deal with getting the wood ourselves. And this is for our home. So one thing, the next step that I need to do is actually look into getting a sawmill going. So that way we can start getting some of these trees cut down. I may start looking at some contracts. Speaking of which, we'll go take a quick look, see what contracts we might be able to get. And a lot of these deadwood contracts, I do believe, yeah, we could sell them. We should be able to harvest them and deal with them ourselves, if I'm not mistaken. I usually just sell them just because I never really got into doing anything with that. But I think we're going to change that this time. So I think we're going to focus on some deadwood contracts here in the foreseeable future. I mean, there's one just legit right here next to the farm, so that would give us a good start. We do have quite a bit of income because I've been kind of knocking out contracts across the county. Hence why we've been able to get several buildings added, plus our home. So as far as the blueprints for our home, wrong screen. Let's get into that. So let me get in the right menu. There it is. So this is the blueprint for the home that we're going to have built. A lot of metal though, but it should be a beautiful home. Yeah, I do kind of have a pre-built for this that I could just plop down, but doing it this way gives us some more content, so why not? But I do believe that these should have interiors on them, which I love, even though the markers for changing your clothing and sleeping are on the outside. That just may be the fact that it's a buildable mod, but I know for a fact, I believe the placeable that I have of this, it is able to be entered. So get back out of that. My dog is a little sick, so if you hear any weird noises in the background, that's her. She threw up a little bit ago. I think she's fine, but I think just kind of, you know, how things can be after you get sick. Yeah, I think that's what she's dealing with. So yeah, that should be a nice round, that round house. We do have the electric already still attached. We had to do some, get an electrician out here to do some repairs on this line, because I think we had some loose connections up here, which caused an issue down at the meter. So that's all fixed up and repaired after those storms came through. That was something that we didn't actually know. So we did have an electrician come out and do an inspection, and that's when they found that. And because it's tied into the city down there, we contacted them and they came out and fixed it. So we do have good electric over there, which means our sheds have electric running to them now as well, because we have it tied into that. So we did bury lines over here as well as over to there. And this place looks a lot better at night because we do have these beautiful looking lights up here. Basically on each post around the outside, plus the lights on the inside. So these are lights that don't shine straight out. They are a little bit more night friendly if you like to look at the night sky. I will give you that. So they are designed to more reflect down into the ground. So the game plan for today is I actually have a few things that we need to get from the store. I just kind of wanted to show off what we got going on here at the farm. The fields have been plowed up and then cultivated, and somewhere in there we threw lime down. So we do have this spot here. It's a little on the smaller side than what I thought it was going to be. So we do have a nice spot for our header trailer when we don't have something on it. I haven't tried putting the header on it to see if it would still fit in here. I think it'd be a great spot for it, but header trailer alone, when it's empty, it's a great spot to keep it out of the way and out of the weather, no less. In here, we just have, and the John Deere is going to live in here too when it's not attached to something. Same with the Ford, which the Ford is extremely dirty. Which I find it funny that the blue looks like it doesn't have a speck of dust on it. That's that Ford blue coming through. Woohoo! Of course, we got our Bobcat in here with the attachments. I don't have these two connected right now because I kind of wanted to make sure that they were pushed back together as close as they could get. For the most part, they are undercover, but they need to be back because in case I accidentally open these doors up, I know at least for where they're at, they're not going to smack it and push it, make it weird. But I don't foresee really using this door very much by any means, so these are both full of grain as well, so yeah. Not much grain, as you can see, but enough that I need to look at pricing to see when it makes sense to sell. Moved our flatbed over here along with our attachments for our John Deere. Of course, we have all the little features and whatnot going on. And we did kind of put in some fresh gravel in here. Just kind of makes it look nice and neat. Don't need, grass dying where it's not getting any sunlight, or grass growing where we do have sunlight. So grass and weeds are going to grow where they're going to grow, and we can address it from there. But we kind of scraped off the top level and threw down the gravel. And this has concrete pad over here, so I'm not too concerned about it. But I placed an order for a couple of things at the store, and they finally came in. So let's go take a look and get those picked up before we get out into the field today. It's a little on the chilly side, 57 degrees. And so we're going to hold off doing really anything in the field because it's going to be a little tacky in my opinion. So I'd rather not mess with that and get my equipment all dirty, nasty, and whatnot. But yeah, we have a shed for our pickup truck now over by where we have the tent, which that tent is amazing. The way I have it set up in there with the pad that I lay on, oh man. And then waking up every morning with the fresh air and, I'm a guy that really loves sleeping in the cold as long as it's like, not freezing. Granted, the sleeping bag that we have is rated for, negative temperatures Fahrenheit. So usually, I don't even have that zipped open, even when it's 40, degrees out overnight. But it's comfortable. If it gets too cold, worst case, I can always hop in the truck. So we are over here at the store. Ooh, are those mine? They're in the right orange. So what we have is a seed tender, well, seed and fertilizer tender, because you got two different tanks. And this should help us with getting everything going in our fields by any means, and we should not have to worry about totes or anything like that. or big bags. I think we have one big bag that I'm going to get filled up, but at the same time, I'm going to talk to these guys, see if they can hook me up with getting this filled up with seed and then fertilizer. Then we have this fuel tanker. Well, I call it a tanker, but it's got a tank, it's got the service function, and it is loaded, which I love. So, got all kinds of tools in here, even have a jack, looks like an old motor oil can, so, ooh, safety protection. Man, you guys think of everything. So, when you open that, you got to be over here in the cones. So, and over here, oh, we don't have any fuel, so it's not gonna run. Yeah. So I'm gonna go in and check with them, make sure we are good to go, and we're gonna get these back to our farm. Wow, a little hard talking today. Sorry. All right, we are. Oop, forgot to turn off the lights. We are back at the farm. Got both pieces of equipment. The other one's over there on the side overhang. So one of the questions that I figured I might be asked is, why did I go with this? And they did fill it up for me. So we got seed back here and fert up here. Why did I go with this instead of, say, the underverth? The bigger one? Sorry, I didn't plan for this. Yeah, like something like one of those guys. That guy right there. And a couple of reasons. One, this has quite a decent capacity compared to what I got. Not too much more, but the bigger thing that I was looking at was height. Yeah, the auger's not near as big as, this one is. But at the same time, this is going to be more suitable for my style of farming, this small-scale farming that we're going to be doing. Well, in my opinion, small scale. Because, we don't have a big, big bud type of equipment, massive trailer that's between the tractor or after the seeder part of it. We have these two pieces. And that's going to work out fine for us, for my needs. Not only that, but because it's lower profile, it'll be easier for me to take it just about anywhere and get it filled. Whether I have some seed totes delivered here and we fill it that way, or I go somewhere else. They don't have to get up too high or with an extra auger to be able to get the seed in there. As you see right there, it's made in America. But yeah, this thing can hold just about anything if I really wanted it to. The biggest thing it's probably going to be is seed and fertilizer. And then the fuel trailer. Why did I go with this one? Well, for the better part of a word, convenience. It's got all the tools I need to do any repair on just about anything, for the most part. And because I'm still trying to get things set up, that's going to be my biggest asset right now, in my opinion, because it's going to keep everything else running, everything else in good order. It's going to allow me to do the maintenance here instead of paying someone else to do it. It's just a number of issues that is going to make our life here on the farm that much better. But in the meantime, we need to get the seeder out because we need to get some seeding going on. Let's get this auger out. And as you see there, we are packed full of both. So, and that is a fixed auger when it's out, which is fine. It should still work for our needs. I'm going to leave that running so that way we have power. I don't know if I haven't tried that. It should run just fine, but I'm not going to push my luck. Making sure the battery is in good order. Because it does charge whenever it's plugged into the truck and the truck's running, but it also will charge itself off of that. Yeah. Let's just get the cedar out. My game plan is to do a cover crop for both of our big fields. And I say big fields because once we get through the saving, I will show you. So both of these are ready to go as is. They are in seedbed state. I almost said seedbed mode. Nothing's in them, obviously. They're just seed beds ready to be planted. Though I do need to get a roller. I will throw that out there. So that's going to be the next thing I purchase here shortly. But yeah, that's all the land that we own. So last video that we did here, I believe I finished getting this all plowed in all as one unit. Like I said, we did spread lime everywhere. And our cedar should be able to throw down fertilizer. But my game plan is we have a cover crop mix that we're going to get planted this year going into winter. And next spring, I'm going to look at doing a field of soybeans. Now, I don't know if I want to do corn, or I do have a mod that allows me to plant rice in just about any field. It doesn't have to be watered. So I may do the other field in rice. I don't know yet. We still have, quite a few months before we get to that point. So maybe I'll do the American soybean in one and the regular soybean in the other. I don't know. I'm trying to make sure I don't need to have a certain, though I could do wheat. Winter wheat is always difficult. Kind of wish they had two different wheats. So that way we could do a wheat in the winter, in the fall, winter time, and then another one in the spring. So someone make a mod for that if you haven't already. I haven't found it. Hit me up if you know if there's a mod out there or a crop calendar that does that. So we do have this already set up for, stop going backwards. For the cover crop mix, do I have both tanks filled? I do. That's interesting. Can I change one of them out? No, apparently I can't. So if I do that, I have nothing but solid fertilizer in there. That's interesting. I thought I had two different tanks on this. Oh well. Maybe I just had the wrong one selected. But I'm not going to do any kind of crop aside from the cover crop mix into these fields. They should be ready to go. Yep, like I said, both of them are in the correct state for us to plant into. I don't want to have a worker. Let's go over here to steering assist. Sure, that'll work. We're just going to get this knocked out here. I'm not sure if I'm going to do time-lapse or not. But if I do time-lapse, enjoy the music. And while I get my tractor figure out here. There we go.
Saw you walking by today, with the sunset in your eyes. I couldn't find the strength to say what was running through my mind. You couldn't help but notice me, staring with that awkward smile from the other side of Thompson Street. I felt love for a little while, 'cause you looked beautiful in the sunset glow, in that sunset glow. You looked more beautiful than anyone I know, ended up falling for me. And to this day I don't know how. I think about it constantly. I promise I won't let you down. But when I asked, you told me yes, to be in mine forevermore. All I can offer is my best, through the good and bad, through rich and poor. Oh, you look beautiful with that white dress on, with that white dress on. You look more beautiful than anyone I've known, than anyone I've known. You look beautiful. Oh, you look beautiful. You look beautiful with that white dress on, with that white dress on. You look more beautiful than anyone I've known. You look beautiful, so beautiful.
Man, oh man, I wasn't sure if we were gonna make it. I am low on fuel. Not quite bingo fuel yet, but we do need to get this tractor filled up as soon as possible before we do anything else in the field. But I wasn't sure if we were gonna run out of fuel or get rained out, because we do have rain incoming. Of course, another save. Oh, not until 7 o'clock. And it's only almost 4. My poor puppy. Let me go grab my pickup truck and get that pulled out so we can get this tractor filled up. We are done planting though. So, pipe in. There we go. I forgot I left this truck running. Oops. But we just filled this up before we left town. Well, excuse me. Before we left town with the last trailer, which was the fuel trailer. They did fill that up for me though, but I figured while I was there, I'd get my truck filled up. Come on, back up, back up. Thank you. All right, let's just pull it out here. So we're gonna get the engine started. Thankfully, this is an electric start, which is awesome. So we can do diesel, electric, and that's it. I did not get the DEF version of this. Don't mind those beeps. That's just the low fuel alert that it cycles through. Basically, when it hits certain levels in the tank, it gets those beeps. I don't know why it's set up to alert when you're filling it, but it is what it is. So I think what we might do is we're gonna get this emptied out, which is probably gonna, I don't know if I have a mod set up for a certain thing or not, as far as totes or otherwise, but we're gonna get it emptied out so that way this is good to go and we don't have to worry about little buggers, insects, otherwise, getting into that. Ooh, that was a big one, baby girl. But I think we're gonna call the video there, so that way I can get my baby girl taken care of, my little puppy. You know, get her trying to feel a little better. But guys, as always, if you happen to like what you see or catch yourself watching more than one of my videos, please do us both a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That bell will let you be notified of every single video I post and not just select you here and there. If you made it this far in the video, guys, I want to say thank you, and I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your holiday weekend, because I am putting this out on Memorial Day weekend, which is coming up on Monday. So, yeah. We'll catch you next episode. So as always, take care. Peace.